good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Ferraro. I'm here this morning with Bridging the Gap for Veterans, our weekly talk show that we produce every Friday at 11 a.m. We talk about positive news stories, both local and national, both on the corporation side, military organizations, leadership that's out there that's doing some phenomenal things, college, university levels as well. And that's what our show is all about today. We're pleased to have in the studio today Dr. Dale Caldwell from Fairleigh Dickinson University, who's also the executive director for the Rothman Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And Dale, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio today.
Mike, it's an honor to be here, man.
Fantastic.
A true honor.
You know what's fantastic about it is because you're all over the state like me. You're all about building relationships for the college and really doing some phenomenal things for not just the college students, but veteran students, student veterans going to FDU. Tell me more about yourself.
Well, I have had this job for about a year. It's really the best job I've ever had because I get to work with people like you, some amazing veterans and family businesses. And my background, I went to Princeton undergrad and got my MBA from Wharton and doctorate from Seton Hall. But I love entrepreneurship.
Yeah. It's fantastic, because you got a great background in it. You understand it, and you can mentor these college students as well as student veterans using the GI Bill or another program that you have at FDU to get them to open their eyes on being a small business or a family business. Absolutely. It's fantastic. Tell me more about the Veterans Launching Ventures program. Let's dive into that a little bit.
Well, that's really one of our premier programs. It's been around about 10 years. The focus is really helping veterans who have a business idea to really walk all the way through the process through business ideation to marketing, finance, operations, and they come out with a real business plan, and we really help to mentor and help them, guide them to financing afterwards.
So it's a program that's funded by the college?
Yep, funded by the college, free for veterans, no cost at all to veterans. We have a number of different sponsors, like Bank of America, TD Bank have been some big sponsors there.
Fantastic.
And it's been a wonderful program for 10 years and have some real success stories.
So it's about 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Yeah, it's 8 weeks. 8 weeks. 8 weeks. And well, there's an optional week in there.
Okay.
And we've actually revamped the program this year where we're really encouraging people to work in the evening. We used to give them a lot of homework. Okay. So they actually will be working on it in every one of those 8 weeks. They can always do more at home. Yeah. But they will come out with a top-notch business plan. We have some amazing instructors.
That's great. So when they go through all that education and learning all the different aspects of a business plan, from the defining your mission all the way through your competitive analysis or SWOT analysis, pro forma, all that, is there a culmination at the end, like a capstone?
Well, the culmination is really that business plan. Okay. And so they're guided through the process by consultants, volunteer consultants who are actually helping them every step of the process. These are people who've advised major corporations, had their own businesses. So they make sure that every chapter of the business plan is done real well.
That's fantastic. We're seeing unemployment so low, 3.5 they're saying it is recently. And so with that, talent becomes a major issue. Absolutely. People, businesses are looking for talent. Absolutely. But with entrepreneurships, to start your own business, it's a risk, right? It's
very much a risk.
What are you seeing? How are you seeing as far as the enrollment? How can we help get the word out, like shows like this?
Well, this is again, it's such an honor to be here. A lot of people, Fairleigh Dickinson is an amazing university, but a lot of people don't know about it.
Tell me more about it.
So Fairleigh Dickinson University is the first American private institution to have an off-campus, a campus out of the country. So they're in Vancouver first, now Roxton, England, and a campus in China, but also in Teaneck and Madison. And so there are about 120,000 alumni. So it really is statewide, nationwide. One of the things we're trying to do, which is different, is really span the state. We want to be throughout. We want veterans throughout New Jersey. And we're looking to actually establish VLV, Veterans Launching Ventures programs throughout the state. And so because it's been successful, and because veterans, there's something about the military that helps veterans develop the skills to be disciplined and successful on their own. And I think many veterans want to do that, but they need some guidance, some support, and frankly, some confidence, Mike, so they can really do it.
You're right. One of the things that we've been talking with you about in Fort Dix is hopefully bring Veterans Launching Ventures on Fort Dix.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I mean, you have a captured audience of 42,000 people that work there. That's about 18,000 people in uniform. What a better way to have access to those people who would want to use and say, I have a small business, I want a family business, I want to get involved with this and see if I have what it takes. You mentioned something about veterans before, about they know what it takes. Well, you know, the discipline, the organizational skills we get, the leadership skills, the drive, and really, if you culminate all that together, we're groomed, I think, to be a successful business owner because we have what it takes. We just need the other attributes of what FDU has programs for to make it successful. Have you seen, give me some testimonials on some of the ones that you have gone through your program?
Well, I think Joey was just on your show.
Joey was on the show?
He actually went through the program.
Yeah.
He developed this amazing, cigar business.
Yeah.
And actually, he actually did a business plan for another business and actually used that same plan to develop the cigar business.
Okay.
One of the realities about veterans launching ventures and entrepreneurship is you have an idea, and most veterans have failed 3 times before they succeed.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the challenges that veterans have, they're used to being successful. They're used to being that, and so they're not used to not being successful.
Yeah.
So one of the things we teach is what I call the entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
This whole idea of really not being the incremental, but entrepreneurial, to take a risk, a calculated risk.
Yeah.
And if you fail, you get up and you pull yourself up, and those that do that succeed.
Yeah. What's the intake like? What do you have to go through to register?
Well, it's really, if you go online, fdu.rothman.edu.
While we got this, why don't you tell the audience what is a good location to get more information?
Yeah. So if you go to our website, www.fdu.edu/VLV, which stands for Veterans Launching Ventures, you'll get all sorts of information on that as well. And right now we have about 18 or so members of our class, and same number of consultants who are going to mentor them. But as I said, we are willing to actually develop a program somewhere else. So if there's a group of veterans in South Jersey or somewhere that want to do it, we can come down, we can do it at Fort Dix, we can do it. But this is important. One of the things, Mike, that people don't realize is that gone are the 30-year jobs that you're going to General Motors and getting a nice pension. And entrepreneurship is really going to be, and it is, the highest employer. Yeah. So whether you are the number 1, and also there are those that want to be number 2 and number 3 on the entrepreneurial spectrum, we help them with that as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So really give them a right start. You really are. Setting the stage for understanding what it takes all the way through what to be successful. And then the mentorship is what I really love. So they go to that website. Do you have to upload a resume? Do you have to upload? What do you need to actually enroll?
What do you do?
DD 214?
No, you don't have to. No, and again, it's open to veterans and their family members, their immediate family members. So it's not, so again, and initially we were on the honor system. We basically, and you don't have to send a resume. What we do is you sign up for it. We have our lead instructor will call you and get a sense of what you want. One of the realities, Mike, is that a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, but their idea isn't ready for prime time. So what we do is we have another program where we do business ideation, where what they do is they really begin to kind of flesh out, well, nobody's going to buy this. One of the mistakes that a lot of folks make, all entrepreneurs do, is that sometimes they create a product that they'll buy, but nobody else is going to buy it.
That's right, and they believe in that product.
They believe in their product, but they don't realize that. And so one of the things we teach is really business empathy. That you really have to understand what is it that's missing in the marketplace, and some people have to work through that. So is there a, once they graduate from the program, is there like a mentorship program to help them succeed at other levels? Yeah, and it's really a one-on-one. So we commit to really 10 months of consultants and advising them, and we can't guarantee that they're going to get financing, but we really try to introduce them to financing. And Mike, frankly, some people will want to go through the class twice. We have no problem with that. So you go through, because we're giving some real, almost an MBA, an entrepreneurship MBA in 8 weeks.
You're right.
And you may need to go through that twice.
Now, I know Asbury Park was an area. Do you have a location there too?
Well, we have access to a location where we can actually do some things there.
So really, you can go anywhere, like you mentioned.
We can go in. I mean, one of the first things that I've done is, there are amazing chambers of commerce throughout the state. So I've developed a relationship with all of the major chambers. And many of them have space and are willing to do programs like this, but they're not going to do it themselves. They need a group that has experience doing it. So Fairleigh Dickinson, we've done this for 10 years. We're happy to go anywhere to really grow this program. Obviously, I don't have time to do that, but we're also looking for instructors who have been successful entrepreneurs, who are veterans, who really want to support this.
So that brings up a good talking point here about mentorship and being a protege. So American Corporate Partners is a well-known establishment that does mentorship, matching people up with companies. Maybe they're helping with resumes, career coaching, if you will, all for free. But there's really not one per se for business owners, you know, for veterans who want to get into business and do that. I think Fairleigh Dickinson has got the model here. You know?
And we're different, and we're proud of that. And so but there's enough great veterans out there for everybody, so it's not a competitive thing. But you're right.
Tell me more about the corporations or your consultants that get involved. How does that work with them? Do they? Is it like major companies that are coming in to offer this kind of advice?
Well, the mentors are really we've partnered with SCORE, the Society of Retired Executives. SCORE is well known. It's really throughout the country, and so they've really committed. They actually have an ideation, you know, basically your idea, really helping people work on their idea. They have a program already set, so they're good. So if someone comes to our thing, our first class is really about this, and they said, well, I realize my idea is not quite ready for prime time. We'll send them to them, they'll work with them. But they also are experts at working and helping people develop every aspect of the business. So that partnership's perfect.
A bunch of retired executives.
Retired executives, they've been there. Not all have been entrepreneurs, but most of them have. And they're willing, there's great folks who are willing to give their time.
That's fantastic. We're going to keep talking. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with Bridging the Gap for Veterans and Dr. Dale Caldwell from Fairleigh Dickinson University to talk more about this exciting program, Veterans Launching Ventures, after these words.
I work 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. So when I'm off the clock, I gotta get stuff done. So when I need a snack, I need something healthy, tasty, and easy to eat. Like wonderful pistachios without the shells. They're protein-powered, delicious, and great on the go. And that's perfect for me. Thanks, Liz. A woman without a lot of time.
Whether you're a gourmet cook or just want to eat like one, visit Rostelli Market Fresh, your home for the freshest, locally sourced ingredients to please everyone who loves great food. Our organic meats, quality seafood, and free-range poultry are cut fresh to order. Chefs create culinary-inspired prep foods made fresh every day, which pair nicely with our vast selection of fine wines and spirits. Choose from handmade pastas, artisan cheeses, organic produce, and grocery items, all from the finest purveyors. Rostelli Market Fresh, from our family to yours.
RVN TV is a platform for people of any industry to share their story. Over 285,000 viewers are tuning in to RVN TV shows monthly. We guarantee a great experience that you'll be sharing with everyone you know while increasing your personal and company's brand awareness. But what is your brand? According to Forbes, it's a combination of your logo, your product, your design and feel, and your personality. Did you know that aside from being a guest, we offer even more opportunity to boost your brand? Adding your company logo and website on screen during your interview will allow viewers to recognize your brand instantly. Incorporating images and video clips is another great way to showcase your product during your live segment. Let viewers see how good you really are. And most importantly, there's you and your interview. For less than the cost of a newspaper, direct mail, or a magazine ad, you can leave our studio and within 48 hours have a permanent digital copy of your live segment to link to your social media, embed into your company website, or use in email marketing. Investing in your brand is so very important, and we can't wait to have you as a guest.
Everybody, the Bridging the Gap for Veterans. Thank you so much for watching our show. We're here with special guest Dr. Dale Caldwell, and we're going to continue our conversation on the Veterans Launching Ventures program at FDU, and more than that, we're going to talk about family businesses as well. But to continue our conversation, I know, being a veteran myself of 30-some years and opening up my own company, it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
It's very hard.
And to have a program where you can learn as you are able to develop your idea into a business model, and then have a mentor at the same time help guide you while you're in that program and then after, is absolutely phenomenal. How, when like guys like Joey Dizon with the Cigar Mobile Lounge, he is doing fantastic. You know, he was on, like we talked before, he was on the show last week, and And he did nothing but praise about FDU and this, and now he wants to be a role model for that. Do you get the students as well come back and actually go before the class and talk about their experiences as well?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, we are, historically, we haven't done that as well.
Okay.
And so we're actually creating cohorts. I think this is number 25.
Okay.
Susan Slavin and Maura Panuski in my office have just been amazing at really, and they really run the program. They're just brilliant at what they do, this program and the family business program. So by doing the cohorts, what we're really trying to do is really create almost an alumni network.
Exactly.
So that veterans, they'll say, hey, I was part of this program, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing, being CEO of an entrepreneurial business is one of the loneliest jobs in America. Yeah. And you need people to talk to, not after, even when you're successful, as you know. And so we really try to create, this kind of connection.
It's a fraternity now.
It's a fraternity,
for
sorority,
business owner, but now you're a veteran business owner to another veteran business owner who's especially been through this program. So Bridging the Gap is pleased to be able to partner with FDU and the Rothman Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship because, what we can do together to really support the student veterans and college students at large with understanding how to get a job. But the modules that we're teaching to student veterans at large is really a basic foundation that could be used on whether it's a business or whether it's going for a corporation.
Absolutely.
Our Ignite program feeds beautifully into the VLV, into your Veterans Launching Ventures program. And I look forward to doing that because I think December 3rd we're going to be having our first class up in Madison.
Well, Mike, I know this is your show, but I have to give you praise. This guy, I don't think there's anybody in the state that's doing more for helping veterans get jobs.
I appreciate
and Bridging the Gap. I mean, almost 600 people have been placed. It's brilliant, and companies are knocking down the door to really try to support this and be part of the program. So we're honored to do, not to duplicate, but to add to it, to do the entrepreneurial piece at the back end of what you're doing, to kind of do almost a mini VLV. So to really help people come through that, and the idea is that, oh wait, I like this. I need a lot more training. Let me go through the VLV. So it's just an honor to partner with you. You've done amazing stuff.
Well, it's definitely a pleasure because our Ignite program, the last letter is E for employment readiness, and now it's also going to be for entrepreneurship because now they can go two different ways as far as really what career they want to go into. But it all comes back though. It all comes back to a family business, right? Whether it's veteran owned or not, it's a family business because there's struggles at home. Like everybody goes back home to some residents and their families and so forth, and deal with those things as well. Tell me more about some of the family business programs you've been working with at Fairleigh Dickinson.
Well, that's the other half of our focus. So the Veterans Launching Ventures, the veterans programs, but we also have a family business program. On October 23rd, we have our 27th Family Business Awards, Mike. And so we've become really almost nationally one of the institutes that's focused on family businesses. What we're most excited about this year is to announce, and you're the first to hear, that we're starting Family Business Week. And so www.familybusinessweek.com, where we're encouraging everybody to identify and support a family business during the week of October 20th to 26th. So we really just started this, but next year we're going to make this a global thing because 65% of the businesses are family businesses. The veterans businesses are family business. It's very hard to do a business without having your family involved. And so, but unfortunately, a lot of policymakers and others don't know that that's the backbone of America. And we need to begin to incentivize success of veteran family businesses, other family businesses. So we need consumers to really, and the other thing that I have to say is that I think it's like 35 cents of every dollar of a family business is spent in the community. 2 cents out of the online dollar. So you may be saving $1 online, but you're losing money because your property taxes and others. You're
direct
not helping.
Impact.
It's a direct impact.
Absolutely. So this is the first of its kind?
It's the first of its kind. There's a small business Saturday, there's a women's entrepreneurship, which are wonderful, but nobody had done Family Business Week. And I couldn't believe I got the website familybusinessweek.com. So
it's amazing. So I know in the past, I think it was American Express or someone.
American Express sponsored Small Saturdays. Small Business Saturday.
That was just one day, though.
Yeah, that's one day.
We're talking a whole week.
Yeah, we're talking a whole week, and also, frankly, small business. You don't connect with small business. You connect with family businesses. Because family, everybody has a family. And so we really think this could be really, really big.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. And congratulations on this because this is well needed at this point in our life.
Yeah, exactly.
And as far as business is concerned. So with that, that whole week, is there events that you're going to, is there every day going to be just like announcements coming out of the college, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, well, what we have on October 23rd also, we have that evening. So we have the luncheon, and then in the evening at 6 o'clock, we have a dinner. It's a free dinner where we're talking about the economy and small business.
Okay.
In addition, we have Debbie Schaefer, who was one of our award winners, who's an entrepreneur, owns Mrs. G TV and Appliances.
Okay.
Is going to be our featured speaker. It's also Women's Entrepreneurship Week, but every day we're encouraging other institutes, other universities, and we're encouraging family business to actually host other family businesses there. Mm-hmm. And also offer sales. Say, this is Family Business Week, we get a 10% discount if you mention Family Business Week.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic. I think this is really going to take off very, very well, not just here in New Jersey, but I think as word spreads about this across the country, there's no doubt about it.
And this is the first show we're announcing it. So
I know,
Bridging the Gap show is, this is, we're making history. We're making history right now. So.
That's right. So, Dale, you've done a phenomenal job to position your office and the department from the Rothman Institute to help military veterans, family businesses as well. What are other things on your mind? Where do you see 2020? What's some of the goals you have in 2020 to really to do well and for the college?
Well, and again, and I appreciate that question because I'm almost evangelical now about entrepreneurship because there are two problems in New Jersey that are on everybody's mind. One is property taxes. Yeah. The only way in New Jersey, and I want to say this to the camera, the only way we're going to reduce property taxes if we incentivize small family veteran businesses to be successful, generate more tax dollars so we can reduce local. And we're not doing enough in this state, in this country, to really, and that's one of the things we're doing. And so we're passionate about that. My other is poverty. And that really creating entrepreneurship so people can have jobs in urban communities can really help to reduce poverty, which reduces our tax burden as well. So again, as I like to say, I think I got this from you. I'm not an R or D, I'm an E. I'm for entrepreneurship. Anybody, I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, if you're supportive of it, then I'm with you.
That's fantastic. And those are lofty goals. I mean, that's fantastic that's going to be on your plate because we need that in our country at large. So with the poverty piece, though, you got my attention on that as well. Because that affects everybody, whether you're a veteran or not.
Absolutely.
And so some of those goals are going to be, is some of them to help them come through the program?
Well, one of the things that actually can help veteran entrepreneurs and others is I wrote an article about entrepreneur zones. There's something called opportunity zones. But the entrepreneur zones is to use some of these tax credits, which have been controversial, to actually spend it on businesses in the poorest communities so that they can create jobs. And actually, several people from both parties, actually it's one of those things that conservatives and liberals like the idea. And so using my expertise, my kind of academic expertise is entrepreneurship and public policy, but to begin to talk about how do we use entrepreneurship to support Americans, average Americans. And I think that is the answer, I really do.
I have to agree with you. You're onto something a bit major here. If you look across the state, you got cities like Newark, Camden, Asbury Park is coming back big time. And I'm sure some of the other ones have pockets of success that's happening as well. But having a family business week would really just explode. We're looking forward to it. Maybe it needs to be more than 1 week, every quarter.
Well, see, so we've created a logo at some point. If I'm on again, I'll introduce the logo. But it basically is Family Business Week, shop family owned at the bottom. So we don't say the date, but every family business should put that in their window.
Correct.
And so they don't know when, most people don't know when the week is, but they know they're a family business.
That's right.
And the other thing is I've actually gone up for this and asked people, are you a family business? And their face lights up. I often get some free stuff because they say, oh, you're supporting family business, here's a free pizza.
Well, we're coming near the holidays. We're in the zoning, 60 some odd days or whatever it is away. And people are going to do online shopping. And a lot of the online shopping, we know those are the big guys. Those are the Amazons and so forth, the Wayfairs of the world and so forth. They're hiring people, there's no doubt about it, in selective states, but it's not hitting home businesses. It's not affiliating family businesses, not at all. So our local family businesses kind of lose out. And you go back to what you talked about, tax and rateables and so forth, we lose out again.
Absolutely.
It's a double whammy.
It's a double whammy.
But your background is amazing to do all this, first of all, because you not only have the education, but you have the experience as well. Tell me more about Dale itself.
Well, again, I'm driven. My mom was a school teacher for 50 years. My dad knew and marched with Dr. King. My favorite picture is of my dad, Ralph Abernathy,
that right there was
Dr.
amazing.
King.
Right there alone.
And they were actually at a press conference and organized a march in Boston to integrate the Boston public schools. So I feel this I want to represent people who may not have a voice. And believe it or not, I think entrepreneurship allows that, because if you don't have a job, the best social programs are the ones that create jobs.
Yeah.
Whether it's for veterans, whether it's for individuals, and you don't feel good about yourself if you're not working.
Correct.
And I think family-owned businesses, veteran businesses, are more likely than others to actually hire people, to give people a chance.
Correct.
And if we can support those businesses, then we'll give a whole lot more people chances.
Correct.
And we'll make this a better state and a better country.
How does the state government react to programs like this? Have you been talking to someone in economic development that working for Governor Murphy about these kinds of programs?
Yeah, and again, there's some interest in the entrepreneur zones on all sides of the parties.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Community Affairs. I was the founding executive director of the New York Alliance, and I worked at Deloitte Consulting. So I have senior jobs in all three sectors.
Yep.
One of the realities is big slows things down.
Yep.
And you can have the best governor in the world, Republican or Democrat, they can't get stuff done because bureaucracy gets in the way of doing things.
Yep.
Which is one of the reasons I'm more excited about entrepreneurship, because you're an entrepreneur. If you want
do
to
it.
get something done, you just do it.
Make it happen.
You don't have to talk to 20 people and get approval and wait 10 months to do it.
Yep.
And that's really the cost of government. It's not even corruption as much as delay.
Yeah.
And it's not a Murphy problem or a Christie problem, or it's really the system. So the more we can do outside of government to really help things, I think the better we're all off.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Being a nonprofit, I applied for grants many times, and the nature of that alone takes days, and then to find out that either you made it or you didn't get it, you spend a lot of time and a lot of energy and so forth, and dealing with the state offices sometimes can be very difficult. So I agree with you. The bureaucracy is there. It's there for a reason, but programs like this kind of speed pass around that, to give that person a chance in the Veterans Launching Ventures program to be successful, and take action when they need it. We talked about veterans and their success and their attributes. I find it's people like you, Dale, who have that passion to serve, because I sense it as well, that you are out front, you are the voice of this program, and I can see some of the veterans who go to this program who are motivated because you're giving them the mentorship as well about how to run a business.
Well, one of the things I learned from my parents is empathy. I think empathy is probably the best business skill, because we have a diverse world. You've got to feel other people's pain. Correct. Whether you're a veteran or not, whether you're poor or not, we have to begin to understand that we're all in it together. And that, and one of the things I'll say finally is that there's really no reason to have poverty in America, because you don't have to care about poor people, but if poor people have money and you're rich, you become richer. Correct. So we all can benefit when we do this, and it's not about welfare, it's really about jobs. Correct. And it's about entrepreneurial jobs.
And that's the key thing right there. Yeah. So can you get another plug to find out more information about the Veterans Launching Ventures program?
Thank you, Mike. And so you can visit our website, www.fdu.edu/VLV, and you can find us there. And you can talk to Maura Panuski, Sue Slavin, or myself, and we're happy to help you, and we're loving to partner with you, and we're excited about this.
Dale, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the show, in studio as well, and talk on the couch here about all the great things that you're doing for not only for student veterans, but for the college at large, and now really for Family Week, Family Business Week. I think what you're doing here in October is absolutely amazing, and it's going to start a whole trend, I think, and it all came through your office. Congratulations on well-deserved success so far, and I know going forward, working together with you, we have much more success to come. Yeah. So thank you for being on the show.
Honor to be here, and congrats.
So that's a wrap for Bridging the Gap for Veterans. It's our weekly talk show every Friday at 11 a.m. I look forward to next week's guests as we talk more about local and national programs that are affecting the veteran community. Have a great weekend, everybody.